Good evening. My name is Tony Wiley, and for the past 13 years, I've had the honor of serving as the Chief Executive Officer of Sportsmen's Tennis and Enrichment Center. Tonight, it's my privilege to welcome you to our virtual Sportsmen's Tennis Ball. This is our 12th gala, and it is bigger and better than ever. Why? Because this year, we're celebrating our 60th anniversary and looking forward to a bright future. We have more auction items than ever before, and we've set an ambitious fundraising goal to raise funds for our junior programs. Tonight, we're going to recognize 4 amazing honorees, take a stroll down memory lane, hear from more than a dozen kids and a few other members of the Sportsman's family, and then wrap up with a vision for the future. Right now, let's get started with a word from one of our junior tennis players.
Hi, my name is Jayant Devaya and I've been at Sportsmen's for over 5 years. I've participated in Tournament Training 1 and the Academy, and I've enjoyed helping out in the Sportsmen's after-school program during my time. I started playing tennis when I was 5 years old, and it has been a big part of my life ever since. My favorite part of Sportsmen's is its drive to help the under-resourced communities in the greater Boston area. Being involved in a club that is dedicated to improving the lives of others in more ways than one is truly special. I had a lot of fun teaching kids tennis and helping them out in the classroom. I've been lucky enough to be able to play high-level tennis as Sportsmen's, as well as helping out with the kids. Tennis is an amazing sport, and the more people that get the opportunity to play it, the better. As a member of the Sportsmen's Academy, I have had the pleasure in participating in one of the newest offerings of Sportsmen's, but there's a lot of history that helped get us here. Let's take a look back, and then we'll hear from one of our parents, and her children will present this evening's first 2 awards.
The 2 greatest things that I think the kids in this community need is first discipline and then self-esteem. What kids get here is far greater than tennis. We're taking a kid who, for the most part, doesn't feel too good about himself and teaching him that, hey, you got something on the ball too. And we hope this transfers itself in other phases of his life. One of the greatest services that this club can perform for Boston is bring kids together at an early age and teach them to respect each other. You bring kids together in a play situation where they have a common interest, and then you mix a little discipline in that and some good sound teaching. And when you stir it up, you got something good going.
To Karen O'Sullivan and Tanya Robinson, it meant teamwork. For Rye Tarpley, it meant team support. For Sean and Scott Critchlow, it was adventure. To Timmy Solomon, it was a challenge. To Keto Robinson, it meant friendship. And for Captain Charles Hardison, it was experience. And for the Sportsmen's Tennis Club, the first junior tennis team from America ever invited to compete in the Soviet Union, it was the impossible dream.
You're an American. You're a citizen of this country. You're a product, you kids are products of the Sportsmen's Tennis Club. You have a great time and come back winners. You're leaving as winners. There's no way you can lose.
I'm really honored to receive this award this evening, and anything that I've accomplished, Sportsmen actually had a hand in it because of the original founders, Jim Smith and Gloria, who I actually knew from the time I was probably Gianna's age. And to sort of exemplify how Sportsmen is a family, one of the founders said to me tonight, "I remember your mother at Sportsmen." And then someone at my table who plays on the WTA tour said, "I remember you when I was playing on the tour and you were working on the tour." So Sportsmen connects us all. I trained with Althea, and I must say, sitting in the lounge looking over those courts, Althea changed my life when she looked at me and said, "What's your plan?" And I said, "Oh, I want to be in the main draw of WTA tour events." And she stood up towering and stuck out her arms like this. And I told this story at the dedication for her statue at the US Open. She told me I needed to think about winning WTA tour tournaments. And I was like, oh, I got to change everything in order to do that. And soon thereafter I was. Sportsmen gives everybody a place to be what you can be and whoever you are, no matter where you are in your journey. I accept this award really on behalf of Jim and Gloria and the original founders and all of you all who, when I walked in the door, you made me feel like home. So I continue to give back. I wish you well. And Tony, you're amazing. And all of you all who gave, I'm just gonna say it's a great night. I want you to think of one person you know that you're gonna text them or call them and say, girl or man, you need to support this program because we wanna raise a lot of money, okay? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2021 Sportsmen Tennis Board. My name is Valentina Diaz, and I have two children at Sportsmen, Ezekiel and Jay. Thank you for this opportunity to share how important Sportsmen Tennis and Enrichment Center is, not just to us, but for our kids and the parents that they want to prepare them for their futures. This is an amazing family-oriented place, and I would like to encourage parents whose children haven't experienced Sportsmen to give it a try. They will make new friends, enjoy cooking classes, learn new cultures, and so much more. When my children started coming to the after-school program, they did not know much about tennis. They came for her with their schoolwork. Education is very important, and Sportsmen made sure they were able to become successful in their academic. And my children started getting better at tennis, especially my son Ezekiel. He plays in Tournament 23, and I have seen him grow a love for tennis. A saying is when you see babies, they don't know how to walk. But once babies start seeing their first step, they want to take their next step. Once they continue practicing, they learn how to walk. My children learned and showed their growth for tennis. Ezekiel, Jake, and I would like to thank all of the teachers and staff that inspired my family to do great things and be the best person they can be. And now they are here to thank an organization and individual that helped to make it all possible.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jade Potato Diaz, and I am 9 years old in the 4th grade at the Sarah Greenwood Elementary School. I am a part of the Sportsmen's Tennis After School program. I would like to tell you about my experience at Sportsmen's. Sportsmen's is a fun place to play tennis and hang out with my friends. I do my homework and I get the support I need from my teachers. Thank you, teachers, for taking your time to help me with my homework. In tennis, I am currently in the red ball group. My goal is to get to orange ball. Thank you, coaches, for helping me grow in tennis. Sportsmen's is important to me because I get to learn how to become a better leader. I am grateful for everything Sportsmen does for my family and me. Sportsmen is all about community, and our first award tonight goes to an organization that gives away $25 million to community organizations like Sportsmen every year. That's amazing. The Cummings Foundation have actually given away over $300 million since they were founded. I don't know how they do it, and I'm sure they'll explain it when they accept their award. I do know that without them, Sportsmen wouldn't be able to have great teachers, fun classes, and all the support that my brother and I need to get our homework done every day. Please join me in thanking the Cummings Foundation, winner of the 2021 Community Builder Award.
Sportsmen is thrilled to partner with the Cummings Foundation, and we can't thank you enough for investing in our kids. On behalf of our board, staff, and members, congratulations on receiving the 2021 Community Builder Award.
Thank you so much. Good evening and congratulations to Sportsmen's Tennis and Enrichment Center on 60 years of improving life opportunities for Boston youth. We at Cummings Foundation so admire and appreciate your mission to build leaders on the court, in the classroom, and in the community. And we are truly honored by the Community Builder Award. We especially love the name of the award because our for-profit affiliate, commercial real estate firm Cummings Properties, celebrated its 50th anniversary last year, and its theme for the year was building communities. Cummings has built business communities at our office and research campuses in 11 suburban Boston cities. These commercial hubs have helped to build and strengthen their host communities by bringing new jobs and amenities, boosting the local economy, and generating millions of dollars for worthy local nonprofits like Sportsmen's. You see, most of Cummings Properties buildings are actually owned by Cummings Foundation, with 100% of the rental profits going to nonprofit causes in Greater Boston. When awarding grants, we look to support like-minded organizations, nonprofits that have a very local focus and are passionate about building stronger, more equitable communities that offer every community member opportunities to learn, to lead, to be healthy, to gain self-confidence, and to have fulfilling lives. Sportsmen certainly fits that description. Our volunteer grant reviewers who actually selected Sportsmen for a grant noted that its work is compelling, engaging, and impactful. To Tony and all of Sportsmen's staff and volunteers, you are true community builders, and we are so honored to support your work.
Hello everyone, thank you for being here. My name is Ezekiel Pichardo Diaz, and I am a 7th grader at the Sarah Greenwood Middle School. I would like to say a few words about Sportsmen's Tennis and Enrichment Center, where I have been going after school for a while. At first, my main goal was to focus on getting my homework done and doing great in school. But my favorite part of the after-school program is when I get to play tennis. Since I focused hard on getting really good grades, I was able to play more tennis. Once I started playing tennis consistently, I started falling in love with tennis. I practiced hard and became an amazing tennis player. Currently, I am playing in Tournament Training 3. My goal is to play in high school and eventually become a professional tennis player. I would like to thank my teachers and coaches for everything they have done. I would also like to thank one of the members of Sportsmen's Board of Directors, who has been helping Sportsmen since longer that I have been alive. Mr. Ray Green not only worked as a board member and treasurer, but also volunteered in the classroom for a long time, bought books for the kids, and provides scholarships for kids like me to attend summer camp. The same way Sportsmen needs big organizations like the Cummings Foundation, they also need individuals like Mr. Ray Green, who give of themselves in so many ways.
And I've heard Mr. Green plays a mean game of tennis, so I have to play him sometime. Meanwhile, please help me thank Mr. Ray Green and present him with our Lifetime Achievement Award.
Thank you, Tony, for this Lifetime Achievement Award. I am truly honored. I've enjoyed Sportsmen so much over the years. In fact, it was about 20 years ago when I was playing tennis here with my friend Peter Lowenthal that he suggested I join the board because they needed some financial help. Over the past 20 years, we've had a lot of ups and downs, but I'm happy to report that Sportsmen is in the best financial condition it's ever been in, and our community programs are always expanding. I actually got the opportunity to teach a class here at Sportsmen's of fourth graders, quite a challenge. We worked on vocabulary and reading, and thanks to Miss Houston, everything went very well. So Tony, I want to thank you and the board again for this wonderful honor.
Gracias a este programa por el gran apoyo que me ha brindado con mis hijos Ezequiel y Jade, le invito a los padres a que formen parte de este importante programa, el cual prepara a todos los niños para que sean el gran futuro de mañana. Muchas gracias por su gran apoyo.
If you've been paying attention to what's been happening with our kids over the past 18 months, you know how important School to Sportsmen's and all of the programs are that we run in our classrooms every day. Your support here tonight, your donations, your sponsorships, your very presence help us to run these programs successfully day in and day out. You can help us even more by bidding on some of the 100 auction items that we have here for you tonight. Whether you play golf, or you'd like an autographed hockey stick or a football, or an original Bob Freeman oil painting hanging in your home, your donation tonight goes a long way towards running our academic and social programs. But what has been bringing you through the doors, what has brought you to Sportsmen's since 1961, is our community and our tennis. So please join our kids tonight as they recognize a distinguished Sportsmen's member and a true tennis trailblazer.
Hello, my name is Sophie Job, and some of my earliest memories playing tennis revolve around Sportsmen's. I have been playing tennis since I was 3 and fell in love with the sport as soon as I picked up a racket. After school, I went to Sportsmen's and it became a second home to me. I fostered relationships with the players and coaches that have shaped me into the person I am today. At Sportsmen's, I participate in Tournament 1 training and the academy. The coaches and players push me to not only be a better tennis player, but a better person. Tennis and Sportsmen's have played such a large role in my life that I never take for granted. Today, I have the pleasure of presenting the Distinguished Member Award to someone who values art and creativity the same way that I value tennis, and we both love Sportsmen's. Ms. Lisa Tung is the Executive Director of the Mass Art Museum, and she's almost solely responsible for bringing the museum from a great idea in 2008 to a fabulous experience in 2020. She had to raise millions of dollars, and the building she renovated was built in 1906. I don't know what it was back then, but today it's home to fabulous art exhibits and free art classes for people of all ages. Mass Art is the only public art college in the United States, and the museum is free and completely open to the public. It sounds like Mass Art, the Mass Art Museum, and Ms. Tung have a lot in common with the people who founded Sportsmen's. No wonder she's our 2021 Distinguished Member Award recipient. Congratulations, Ms. Tung.
Lisa, on behalf of the Sportsmen's Board of Directors, our staff, our members, and of course our wonderful juniors, I am thrilled to present you with the 2021 Distinguished Member of the Year Award.
Oh, this is beautiful. Thank you, Tony. Thank you for presenting me with the Sportsmen's Distinguished Member Award. I'm touched to be recognized for doing something that I love by a community that I'm grateful and happy to be a part of. There are many similarities between the Massart Art Museum, or as we like to call ourselves, MAM, and Sportsmen's Tennis and Enrichment Center, STEC. Both tennis and museums can seem intimidating. Both can seem like they're for a select few. It's not like that at STEC, and I'm happy to say it's not like that at MAM either. Sportsmen's introduces hundreds of children to tennis every year while helping them develop as students and as people. Sportsmen's is a special place where people of all backgrounds can come play tennis and have fun. We built MAM around a similar ambition, to create a place that would be welcoming for all, where students, children, and adults could see great art and be inspired to make museums a part of their lives. Now that MAM has reopened, I invite you all to come experience our exhibitions and programs, which are free for everyone. My husband Spencer and I are proud to support STEC. It was a lot of work to bring MAM to fruition, and there were some hard times for me along the way. I was grateful that I had a place to come to every week where I could just focus on turning, bending my knees, and swinging through. Sportsmen's is truly a haven, now and forever. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Anthony Johnson, and I am happy to present the final award of the 2021 Sportsmen's Tennis Ball to Mr. Art Carrington, a true tennis trailblazer. When I think of Sportsmen's, I think of it as my second home. They have given me so many opportunities to become successful and to do big things in this world. From being a kid that was stubborn to a young man who has been receptive to guidance and training that has allowed me to be proficient in competing and teaching tennis. Some of the people who were influential in my group at Sportsmen's were Miss Wiley, Coach Martone, Coach Ashana, and my grandfather, Coach Joe, and many others. Some of my experiences at Sportsmen's was traveling to different states, such as Pennsylvania, Florida, and Washington, D.C., to compete and train with many others who love the sport of tennis. The relationship with Sportsmen's has led me to play collegiate tennis and major in business sports management. I would like to thank the man above for changing my life and many others through the sports of tennis. Hopefully, Sportsmen's can be around for many years to come to influence younger generations from my background. But as you already seen, there is a lot of history behind Sportsmen's. Coach Carrington's tennis career began before Sportsmen's was even founded, when he learned to play tennis at an all-black tennis club in Elizabeth, New Jersey in the 1950s and 60s. He was taught by the same coach who taught Althea Gibson, trained regularly with Arthur Ashe, and attended Hampton University on an athletic scholarship.
Let me serve a couple.
In 1972, Coach Carrington competed in the finals of the American Tennis Association National Tournament, also known as the ATA.
I'll give you my speedball drill.
The ATA was created to allow black tennis players to compete in tournaments before we were welcomed into the USTA network. Art's match was broadcast on WGBH, and although he didn't win, it was the first time a local TV audience saw world-class competition among black players in the ATA. He has operated the Carrington Tennis Academy since 1980. He developed his own methodology, which refers to as whole body integration, a blend of martial arts, balance, and fluid motion. In addition to coaching thousands of players over the years, Coach Carrington wrote a book that tells stories of black tennis from 1890 to 1962 to make sure that the rest of the world could understand our contributions to the game. Please join me in congratulating Coach Art Carrington on being named the 2021 Sportsmen's Tennis Trailblazer.
I'd like to thank the Sportsman Club for presenting me with this Trailblazer Award, and I'd like to receive it on behalf of the many Trailblazers that have come before me and been my mentor and mentors to many others, such as Jim Smith and Gloria Smith right here at the Sportsman Club. So thank you very much for this award.
Good evening. My name is Craig Underwood, and along with Marilyn Chase, I'm honored to serve as co-chair of the 2021 Sportsmen's Tennis Ball.
Marilyn was unable to join us for this filming, But even from afar, she continues to lend her support as co-chair of both the Sportsmen's Tennis Ball and our board of directors. A life member of Sportsmen's, Marilyn had the privilege of knowing Jim and Gloria Smith personally, and you'll often see her here competing in league play or participating in a forum at the Brigham and Women's Center for Community Wellness.
I've been a member of Sportsmen's for almost 20 years, and as much as I love training with our great coaches on these courts, my real passion has been the opportunity to serve as a volunteer coach at Sportsmen's Volley Against Violence program. VAV was started over 10 years ago by an awesome Boston police officer who also serves on Sportsmen's board as a safe place for inner city kids to go on a Friday night. Fast forward to today, on most Friday nights we'll have between 30 and 150 kids aged 4 to 14 who come to Sportsmen's, play tennis with Boston police officers and volunteers like myself, share pizza and talk about values. Given the terrible things that have gone on in our country over the past 2 years, I am so grateful that at least on our courts in Dorchester, there is one place in America where a guy like me wearing a Black Lives Matter t-shirt can literally run into Sportsmen's, high five and hug Boston police officers in uniform, and then join with them and work together and coach and teach and support and love our kids.
So, Craig has found his passion. It's Volley Against Violence. Marilyn serves on the board of directors. Ray came into the classroom and read to the children. Lisa will welcome our kids to the art museum, and Coach Carrington has spent his life teaching kids to play tennis. So the question for tonight is, where will you find your passion? How will you become a bigger part of the Sportsmen's community? You may remember that last spring, I sent a call to action to all of us who love Sportsmen's. Part of that email said, since Sportsmen's was founded, we've invested in Boston's most vulnerable youth and families, not only their tennis games, but their characters. We educate, mentor, and embrace our youth. We stand alongside their parents, guardians, and teachers to aid in their development as contributing members of society, to take their place in the universe, where they will personify love, peace, and justice. By joining us here this evening, you stand alongside Sportsmen's as part of the village that surrounds our youth, and we're asking you now to give.
Although our silent auction will remain open until noon on Sunday, so you still have time to get those bids in, tonight's program is about to come to a close, but not before we hear from some of our awesome kids. Our kids will remind us that as long as we believe in ourselves, we support and love one another, and we invest in our community, there's a lot of hope, a great deal of hope. Now's the time to consider making a contribution to Sportsmen's if you're willing and able, either by making a financial donation, by joining us at Volley Against Violence as a volunteer coach, helping out in the Learning Center, or bring some of your business, marketing, or financial skills to help us behind the scenes.
If Marilyn were here tonight, she would have started off the Learning Center presentation by sharing a quote from Maya Angelou. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style.
Although today we serve kids of all races, I recently learned that 60 years ago, Sportsmen was founded as the first nonprofit indoor black tennis club in America. As Jackie Robinson, the first black Major League Baseball player and all-star, reminds us, a life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives. And right now, you can make an impact, a big impact, on the kids that Sportsmen serves. Let's hear from our kids. Take it away, Mirabelle.
I'm convinced of this. Good done anywhere is good done everywhere. For a change, start by speaking to people, rather than walking by them like they're stones that don't matter. As long as you're breathing, it's never too late to do some good. Maya Angelou.
I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. Dr. Martin Luther King.
Failure is not an option. Everyone has to succeed. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible. And suddenly, you are doing the impossible. Francis of Assisi.
Ever since that day when I was 11 years old and I wasn't allowed in the photo because I wasn't wearing a tennis skirt, I knew I wanted to change the sport. Billie Jean King.
Bud Collins wrote about Jim Smith. He said Mr. Smith had this vision of a certain kind of playing field, well before the Field of Dreams film and cliché. His imagined field would be a series of paved rectangles, and some of them would have a roof.
Bud Collins wrote about Sportsmen's. He said, "It is called the Sportsmen's Club on Blue Hill Avenue. Outdoor and indoor courts in Dorchester where yesterday kids were banging balls at each other instead of hanging out on street corners."
The setting, the warehouse architecture, isn't in the same league with Madison Square Garden. But the game in Dorchester, or Manhattan, is the same. A vehicle to take a kid a long way. Bud Collins.
I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Maya Angelou.
Happiness lies in the joy of achievement and the thrill of creative effort. Franklin Roosevelt.
One important key to success is self-confidence. An important key to self-confidence is preparation. Arthur Ashe.
Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Warren Buffett.
Unfortunately, the world is what it is now. People don't get along for whatever reason. As professional athletes, in a way, we're almost ambassadors for peace because sports brings everyone together. Venus Williams.
Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can achieve excellence. Vince Lombardi.
You've got to get to the stage in life where going for it is more important than winning or losing. Arthur Ashe.
No person has the right to reign on your dream. Martin Luther King.
Success is a journey, not a destination. The doing is often more important than the outcome. Arthur Ashe.
Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Dr. Martin Luther King.
From what we get, we can make a living. What we give, however, makes a life. Arthur Ashe.
A champion is afraid of losing. Everyone else is afraid of winning. Billie Jean King.
Art Carrington's book tells the story of black tennis from 1890 to 1962. He says, I tried to keep that history alive. It's a way I can make my own Black Lives Matter.
There are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. General Colin Powell. So here we are on outdoor courts where it all started for Sportsmen's 60 years ago. I'm pretty sure this will be our last virtual tennis ball. So much has changed in 60 years. We're not at Carter Playground anymore. We have 14 courts, classrooms, a fitness center, and deep partnerships with the Boston Police, Boston Public Schools, Brigham and Women's Hospital, the U.S. Tennis Association, and the American Tennis Association. But our mission to develop young leaders on and off the court hasn't changed. And our passion for giving adult players access to healthy, competitive, and social tennis has only grown stronger. We look forward to seeing you next year, November 18th, at Lombardo's in Randolph. And by then, this space, right here, will be the first completed phase of our multi-million-dollar transformation of the Sportsmen's Complex. This bank of courts will be indoors, accessible year-round, and we'll likely be planning for our new expanded learning center, fitness area, teaching kitchen, pro shop, and so much more. But it starts here, and it starts now. Over the next few weeks, you'll hear more details about the first phase of our capital campaign and the tremendous matching gift opportunity we have to bring an end to the first phase of this campaign. Until then, thank you for all of your support this evening, and good luck with your silent auction bids. We'll see you on the courts soon.